Our next guest is Galin Brooks. And continuing on this theme is that a lot of times people talk about startups and entrepreneurship without actually talking about the city, right? But people have families and they come and they need to feel a sense of belonging no matter where they are, no matter what they're building. And so what's so exciting is we have Galin Brooks, the president and CEO of Rochester Downtown Development Corporation. And her gift to us in Rochester is her experience in urban planning, advancing healthy neighborhoods through economic development, transportation planning, public art, and community development. And so with that, I would really love to invite Galin up to the podium, please. Hi, so nice to meet you. You can, yeah, we'll do that, yes.
I'll do that.
Thank you. Perfect. And this will pull your slides.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me okay? Great. Well, it's fun to be here with you on this Friday evening. I know it's getting a little late, but as Jennifer shared, my name is Galin Brooks. I'm the president and CEO of the Rochester Downtown Development Corporation and also something called the Rochester Downtown Partnership. We've been doing a lot of work recently. I know my friend Anthony over here has been involved, so shout out to Anthony for all of his great ASL signing. But I was asked here this evening, I think, to really talk about, as Jennifer said, that Main Street piece, that ecosystem, downtown, city component, space and place in which you all are doing your work and inhabiting and where you're choosing to be. And really to share with you about downtown Rochester and some of the big changes that have been coming and are coming soon for this area. So downtown Rochester has had an incredible story over the last couple of decades. It's one of diversification, to borrow a phrase from economics. One thing that's really been quite successful for the area is a change in uses. We all know post-pandemic that office space hasn't been quite as in demand as it once was. And so we've seen, thankfully, for the better of downtown Rochester, a conversion of a lot of that space to residential. Just going to tip my mic up, realizing that's not working so well. So we have today actually a record number of people living in downtown Rochester. A little over 10,000 people are living here today. This growth in residential is really fueling a comeback for downtown in comparison to a lot of its competitor locations and cities. We also have a great growth in the tech sector too. A lot of the incubation and accelerator programs that you all have heard about tonight are helping to stimulate and fuel that and drive it forward for downtown Rochester and the region as a whole. We even have more students coming to the area. So I'll talk a little bit more about a great project in downtown, Innovation Square, which has close to 300 students living in it today. We have over 5,000 though who come here for various educational opportunities on a daily basis. So a little bit more detail about the housing that's coming. I talked a bit about the 10,000 residents that are living here today, that record number, but this gives you a little bit more sense of how that's coming about. It's a real split between rehab of existing spaces and new build, and some improvements and refurbishments of existing spaces too. So this residential story for downtown Rochester today is a really powerful one, and one that's churning, as you can see by the numbers on this slide. Innovation, what we're all here to talk about. So the continued growth in tech and innovation has long been lifeblood of this region, with downtown as the driving heartbeat of that. With an almost doubling of tech and innovation companies in downtown in just 4 years. We have over 8 business incubators and accelerators now right in the heart of downtown, many of which you've already heard about, and all of which are stimulating and driving growth in tech and innovation sector in downtown Rochester and the region. I'm going to talk a little bit about some of those other game-changing projects for downtown, some developments that are helping to drive our downtown forward and serving as key catalytic projects. The inner loop removal is a major one that you may have heard about. Inner Loop East is a component of the highway system that circled the heart of downtown in Rochester that's already been removed. It's been replaced with an abundance of mixed affordable housing right along that corridor. But there's also another project, Interloop North, which will be removed in the coming years. That highway removal is actually 4 times the size of the existing Interloop East, which has been removed. So it's a great opportunity with huge potential to really reconnect our downtown, our city, make it more walkable, more appealing, more vibrant, and really draw in that talent and keep that talent here. These are some examples of some of the projects on Interloop East today. It's been a phenomenal transformation, and we're really excited about what's to come with that second project on Interloop North. I mentioned Innovation Square earlier. This is an incredible key catalytic project for downtown. Mixed-use nirvana, residential for students, office. There's a new Y that just opened up. Really incredible project just a couple blocks from here that's helping to bring that energy, that diversification, that enthusiasm, and that real dynamism for downtown. Constellation Brands is another announcement that's come in the recent past. They're taking over the Aqueduct building right on the Genesee River. It's an $83 million or $82 million investment, and it'll be completed in spring 2024. This is a real testament to the interest and the excitement that's here in downtown. The Constellation has chosen to move their headquarters here from the suburbs, and it's a trend that we're starting to see replicated and that we've seen all over the country. So speaking of the Riverway, the mighty Genesee cannot be forgotten in the heart of downtown, but it's long been cut off and separated from the community and the surrounding city environment. That's changing. Rock the Riverway has a $50 million investment to create parks and public spaces right along the Riverway that will really reintegrate the riverfront with the surrounding city and create a destination and environment where people can really enjoy their river. Aqueduct Reimagine is one of the major projects that's active right now. This will take the Aqueduct Bridge and transform it back into a place for people first. This bridge has an incredible history of infrastructure. If you're like me, you really nerd out about those things. But once a canal, a subway, a roadway, this project will actually turn it back into a park space for people and really highlight all that the Genesee has to offer. The High Falls State Park is another project just to the north. This is an enormous destination project for the entire region. It's a 40-acre space, and the state and the city are working to reinvent it from what it is today. Today, a lot of that space isn't really accessible. You don't get to really enjoy the incredible waterfall that exists right in the heart of downtown Rochester. So that will change. So what are we doing with all of this? There's a lot going on, and there's a glue that's needed to help bring the vision together, ensure that people know about what's here and what's on offer. And so the Rochester Downtown Partnership has been working with the public sector and the private sector to explore the possibility of a business improvement district for downtown. And this is something that we're just getting off the ground, but we've initiated a strong and robust community engagement process to get feedback on what people want to see in their downtown. It's all about community, so we're putting community at the heart of this work. And I encourage you, if you have time, to take our survey that's active right now on our website, rochesterdowntownpartnership.org, and share your thoughts. Everyone's voice is important. We want to hear what you feel, what you think about what's in downtown Rochester today and what you would like to see going forward. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you to the Marl on Main leadership team for inviting me to come along. And thank you for your interest and commitment and investment in downtown Rochester.